your host, Dr. Wolfula, and when I'm not looking for somebody to buy a failing mall from me for significantly more than it's actually worth, I'm here at the Oakstead Mall RiffViewing movies. I'm still looking for a buyer of the mall I inherited from my dead uncle after witnessing a vision of me being blown up inside it after a zombie uprising, and I guess telling potential buyers that's the reason I'm selling the place isn't exactly helping the situation.
How about instead of selling the mall, we just, leave?
Abandon the mall, Goulash? I've already put so much money in the place opening new pottery stores. I can't just back out of it.
Sir, that's a sunk cost fallacy. This is a mall in the worst part of town. You're not going to get what you've already been spending back
Blah, 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 blah. Shut the fuck up. I know what I'm doing. Go back to mopping up the piss that the mall walkers left on our floors this morning. To forget about my problems for a bit, I might as well treat you to a review of another mall-themed horror flick, since there's absolutely nothing else to fucking do at a mall in 2025 except get really depressed. I'll be reviewing Phantom of the Mall, Eric's Revenge, released in 1989. Who the hell is Eric? Well, he's the titular Phantom of the movie, but that also brings up the question why they didn't just call the movie Eric of the Mall. It's a much cleaner title. Phantom of the Mall begins the way any truly great 80s horror movie should, without any logos or credits, just opening right in the middle of a guy lifting himself up on some gymnastic rings while three chicks watch in awe. This is all you need to start a picture. You don't need to know the story or even who this guy is. The movie gives you all the context you need about Eric here. That he fucking rules. They even make this guy friends with Pauly Shore just to make Eric look even cooler by comparison.
Look, Suze. Look, I could do this stuff. It's easy. I was gonna show him some of my moves. Oh, look, I'd hate to make Eric look bad.
Suze has got to be drier than Death Valley listening to Pauly Shore talk.
Good night, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Eric leaves with his girl Melody before Pauly manages to kill her mood to fuck too.
True love.
But it's too bad about his looks, though, huh?
Dude, you look like a Muppet that fell into a garbage disposal.
Nah, I gotta go. I'll talk to you later.
Pauly Shore is unfailing in his ability to scare off the hoes.
Parents are asleep.
Eric takes Melody upstairs, and when Eric's bedroom has a goddamn fireplace in it, you don't need much more encouragement to fuck. But Eric's family is the last holdout against a land developer building a mall in the neighborhood. And totally coincidentally, Eric's house is mysteriously set on fire that night. Only Melody escapes while Eric burns alive, much like Freddy Krueger. You know, if he wasn't a child predator.
Eric saved me, but he didn't get out.
After falling one story between blackouts, Melody only gets a brief glimpse of the perpetrator doing his best impression of a 1983 Talking Heads song. A year later, again totally coincidentally, the mall is finally opened where Eric's neighborhood once stood. The Midwood Mall specifically. Midwood? Is that describing when Pauly Shore gets an erection?
Midwood, your time has come.
The Midwood Mall has so many tried and true stores that have since stood the test of time. Kinney Shoes, B. Dalton Books, and a KB Toys. These stores will never go out of business. This mall's even got a Sam Goody. Goody got it.
The new Midwood Mall.
The owner of the mall is Harv Posner, whose actor actually also played the most interesting man in the world in those Dos Equis commercials.
Stay thirsty, my friends.
This movie was shot back when this dude was just the least interesting man in a shitty slasher movie.
As a beloved parent, it gives me great personal pleasure to share with you our wonderful mall.
Posner says he's a beloved father, but his refusal to let his son Court from Jason Lives wreck a third one of Posner's cars tells a different story.
You can't borrow my car. No, you already wrecked two this month.
I'm just gonna take Mom's car.
You little prick.
He gets it from you. In the aftermath of Eric's death, his ex Melody manages to land a job at the mall built right above where her boyfriend and his parents burned alive. How's that for fucking loyalty?
You can start tomorrow.
But hey, Melody will be working at a Sherlock Holmes-themed family restaurant in the mall, the kind of place that will stay in business for decades to come. Melody's friend Suze was also able to land a job as a clothing store salesgirl. She was the only applicant willing to take it raw.
Good news. Oh, you got it! Oh, that's great.
To increase the level of contrivances in the film's story, the Weasel himself works in the mall's frozen yogurt stand, and I hear he adds his own special vanilla topping to every cup.
Vanilla also.
Hey, here's our extra.
Pauly Shore eating a human ear out of frozen yogurt is probably the single most disgusting thing ever filmed. Just the sentence itself is revolting to say.
We'll share it with you guys. But really, look, there's nothing for three.
While he takes photos of the mall's grand opening, this dreamboat photographer Peter here recognizes Melody as the victim of last year's arson.
That fire last year. I'm the one that took your picture when they brought you in.
Melody believes that the burning of Eric's house was no accident.
Eric was murdered and nobody cared.
But bitch, if you think your boyfriend was murdered, you should be able to piece together it was likely orchestrated by the people who were harassing Eric to move.
Yeah, they won't stop hassling my mom and dad.
And who eventually built a mall over the site of his death.
That fire happened around here somewhere, didn't it?
Yeah, you're standing on it.
Except, Melody finds in her work locker a bouquet of orchids, the flowers Eric got her the night he burned.
What's wrong?
Could that mean Eric is alive? No, impossible. Eric is dead. Unless Eric could be the darkly dressed, mysterious figure stalking Melody from the shadows, sneaking into stores after hours and stabbing security guards in the dick. But the white mask this figure wears over half of his face makes it hard to tell who he is. Wait, white mask? Phantom the Mall? Oh, I get it. It's like a Phantom of the Opera reference. That's clever. That's really, really clever. And the Phantom of the Opera was also named Eric, just with a K instead of a C. It works on so many different levels. Anyway, Eric finds a guy working on the mall's ducts and takes a little bit off the top. Dude, let him fix the AC before you kill this guy. The customers in the Sears are gonna be sweatier than the devil's taint now.
I think I recognize you. I do, both of you.
Speaking of getting sweaty, a mall cop uses the security feed to spy on chicks in the changing rooms.
Now don't leave it on the floor. You've got to bend over and take it.
Sorry, ladies, but if it means preventing shoplifting, then a few bad apples jacking off to you getting dressed is a risk I'm willing to take.
Come on, take it off. Oh, God.
You know Ken Faree is supposed to be the good mall cop because he's not willing to spy on women in the dressing room. I guess now that I think about it, that's kind of a low bar.
Shut that damn thing off.
Most mall security guards are actually convicted sex offenders. It's the only job that's willing to hire them. Well, that or the regular police force. And while investigating the mall's warehouse, this security guard discovers firsthand that Eric is not forklift certified. Halloween 6 ripped this movie off and forgot to put Michael Myers in a forklift.
This mall is going to be a gold mine.
Posner, the mall owner, has a meeting with the mayor about electing him to city council.
There's some talk going on downtown about supporting you for the city council.
Which the mayor might have reconsidered if she stuck around 10 more seconds and saw a dead guy crash through the ceiling of Posner's office.
I may be requiring your services again.
Don't worry, though. Posner has a fella who can handle these kinds of situations. Mac's dad from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia before he went to jail.
Bye, Mel. Bye, Sis.
After a day's work, Melody heads to her car, but this is a horror movie, so of course it doesn't start. And Melody ends up attacked by that guy from Delocated. But luckily for Melody, she has a guardian angel with a sick-ass crossbow. Later that night, in the safety of her own home, Melody dreams that Eric is going down on her, but like most men, is struggling to find the clit. Luckily, she sees a vision of Mac's dad. Maybe he knows where Mel's clit is. The next day, Pauly Shore tells Peter that he's got something big to show him.
No, this can be the big one.
But thankfully, instead of Pauly showing another victim his weasel, Pauly reveals that the mall's PA system plays subliminal messages over its music.
The sales clerks are my friends. I can buy anything I want on credit.
Encouraging customers to consume.
See, it's subliminal. I mean, this is hot stuff, huh?
A somehow less subtle version of They Live, but Peter, a journalist, isn't disturbed by this revelation because it's not illegal.
Deceptive, yes.
Like to spend money.
Illegal, no.
Yeah, it's just brainwashing. Nothing illegal or even unethical about that. Peter is disturbed, though, seeing Mac's dad on the surveillance video working as a mall cop.
It's Sam Goody's.
And while pretending to browse Sam Goody, Peter takes a pic of the cop either because he matches Melody's description of the man who burned down Eric's house, or because Peter wants to copy this guy's style, which I wouldn't blame him for. But Mac's dad doesn't appreciate the attention of paparazzi and gives chase, running into an empty stroller. Good job. If there was a real baby in that stroller, it'd be dead. Peter manages to lose the cop in an elevator, or so he thinks. Dude, just take the fucking escalator. You're making yourself look more guilty doing all this extra shit. After the chase, Suze here passes by somebody she should also run away from.
Got free yogurt for incredibly buxom young women.
The frozen yogurt Pauly gifts Suze with has a mall cop eye in it, but she can eat around it.
Nice try, Buzz.
Remember when malls had guys playing the piano? I don't, but apparently it was a thing.
Excuse me, ladies. It's time for my break.
Dude, you were only playing for 1 minute. The pianist has to whip his pianist out in the restroom, but not before revealing a bleeding wound in his arm, revealing he was Melody's attacker the previous night. But man, you could have gone to the hospital, or at least bandaged it up. That looks seriously bad. But it won't matter after Eric's done with him again. The pianist notices his pianist is bigger than he remembered, but after this Cobra's done with him, it's gonna be smaller than he remembered. That night, Melody's work is really jumping with activity. Wait, is this a Sherlock Holmes-themed restaurant or a nightclub?
Here, take a look at this.
Peter approaches Melody with the photograph of the crooked mall cop to see if she can identify the potential arsonist, but the pic is blurry as hell. Yeah, it was really worth going through that 5-minute chase sequence.
Sorry, it's not my best work.
Eric watches Peter and Melody together from within his phantom cave, and it only reminds Eric of what he's missing out on. Hey pal, don't blame the mirror for what it's reflecting. As the mall closes, Court from Jason Lives harasses Suze.
I've seen you around a lot lately, and you are looking so good.
Which is honestly still less creepy than how Pauly Shore acts towards her, but these aggressive overtures still piss Eric the fuck off.
What the hell are you doing in here?
I'm looking for a job, Dad.
You get the hell out of my mall.
Okay, Dad.
Even this guy's dad hates him, but the punk still doesn't leave the mall and instead opts to poorly skateboard in silence. Man, this is just sad. Luckily, Eric arrives to lasso the punk up the escalator, breaking the guy's neck in the process. This is just like how David Carradine died. Elsewhere, while everyone else is partying at the Sherlock Holmes restaurant, Suze's night is ruined, like most women's, by the presence of Pauly Shore.
How come all the girls that don't want a boyfriend get one, and the girls that do don't?
Lots of guys like you, Susie.
Not the ones that really matter.
Oh shit, son! You can see the moment Pauly Shore's soul died. Oh shit! In the parking garage, Melody and Peter theorize that Eric may yet still live.
There's one way to prove it.
How?
We see if Eric's really buried at Walker's Grove.
But before they can desecrate Eric's grave to find out, Mac's dad arrives to do what no other Scooby-Doo villain was willing to by executing these meddling kids.
You go first.
That photo's gonna be even blurrier than the last one. Peter and Melody end up pursued by Mac's dad through the parking garage because the crook doesn't want anyone to know he's a murderer. Okay, well, I guess that's gonna make it harder to hide that he's a murderer. Luckily for Peter and Melody, Eric comes to the rescue while dressed like Axel Foley. He got that shit on, causing Mac's dad to crash out in the process. Huh, I guess Eric put a banana in the tailpipe. Directly after being chased by a gun-wielding mall cop, Peter and Melody swing by the local cemetery to dig up Eric's grave. Digging up your girl's ex. This is a romantic first date idea, fellas.
I mean, not only is this illegal, it's sacrilegious.
Melody, you're friends with Pauly Shore. You're already going to hell. Peter opens up the casket and discovers that Eric's body turned into bags of cement.
That was Eric tonight.
Oh yeah, that guy's Eric. I forgot. Sensing a conspiracy, the couple takes this information straight to the mayor instead of the police.
Eric Matthews is still alive.
What is this, a Murder, She Wrote episode? Somebody comes to my house past 8, I'm straight up not answering the door. This shit can wait until the morning.
I want to believe you.
Well, what can we do?
Find Eric Matthews.
Mac's dad is scolded by Posner for losing the kids in the parking garage.
What do you mean they know?
But I guess not for running over a customer or blowing up a car. And Luther's incriminatingly identifiable earring isn't helping the situation.
So help me God, that's coming off right now.
Over my dead body, it's coming off.
Whoa, this is like Darth Vader raising a hand against the Emperor. This is badass. Later that night, Melody dreams she's fucking Eric again, but he's replaced by Peter. Oh great, you let Peter dig up Eric's grave, and then you dream about cucking the poor guy too. The dream gets hotter though when Peter turns into Mac's dad. He's such a smooth talker. Ah, She woke up right when it was getting good. After getting dream-cucked, Eric is left with only one course of action: planning a terrorist bombing. We've all been here after a breakup. The next day, Melody sees Luther hanging out at Sleuth's, and he clearly remembers her dreaming about fucking him last night. Melody tries to call for help at an isolated phone booth with no witnesses, but that just makes things worse somehow. Fortunately, Eric roundhouse kicks his way to Melody's rescue. What, do they have karate classes under the mall? Mac's dad tries to crush Eric's head with a garbage chute, but Luther ends up on the receiving end instead. Not a good time to lose one's head.
Indeed.
That's not the way to get ahead in life.
No.
It's a shame he wasn't more headstrong. You'll never be the head of a major corporation.
Okay, that'll do.
Peter tries to find Melody, but only finds, Pauly Shore.
I gotta find her. Look, I've got an idea. I gotta go.
It really is a good idea.
No, Biodome was not a good idea, Pauly. Meanwhile, Posner prepares for the mall's 4th of July party.
So I think it would be best if security was a little less conspicuous.
Dude, of course security's gonna be inconspicuous. Half a dozen security guards were murdered in the last 3 days. You only got one guard left.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of which, Posner finds his former head of security just hanging around. In the Batcave, Vicky Vale wakes up, in Eric's lair, Melody wakes up and finds the Phantom getting yoked. I didn't know this mall had an underground Planet Fitness.
Hello, Eric.
Melody finally reunites with her lost lover, who looks less like a burn victim and more like some kind of mutant lizard.
You were watching over me, weren't you?
Nobody will ever hurt you, Melody. Nobody. I won't allow it.
Dude, can you speak up? I can barely hear you. Above ground, Pauly Shore and Suze realize Melody is in danger and need to access the security room, so Pauly Shore makes a little distraction. Oh, dear God! Why does he have 3 ass cheeks? The guard heads out of the security room to vomit, allowing the definitely never gonna be a couple to check the feeds. Noticing, keys.
Those keys on the floor.
Get out of here.
That's a good enough lead for him, I guess. Back underground, Eric tries to gift his beloved some stolen dresses. Aw, sweet.
Purple was always your favorite color.
But Melody spurns Eric's affections because he's so freaky looking, and she's got a new man now.
Sorry, Eric, things have changed.
Honestly, Melody has got to be one of the most unsympathetic slasher heroines of all time. She works at the mall built over the house where she thought her boyfriend burned alive in. Then she finds out Eric is alive, but instead of treating this mentally ill burn victim who saved her from being murdered like 3 times the past few days with some basic empathy, maybe offering Eric some help, Melody instead just stares at Eric like he's friggin' Frankenstein, which causes Eric to finish building his bomb. This is all on you, Melody. You make Pauly Shore look likable. While Peter searches the mall vents for Melody, Peter falls into Eric's trap, or the vents just weren't designed to support the weight of a human being. Be careful, Peter. That cobra has the taste of human penis now. Peter comes to Melody's rescue, but ends up totally getting his ass kicked in every way imaginable. But Melody tries to appeal to Eric's stable emotions by telling Eric that she loves Peter now.
No, Eric! I love him!
And when Eric relents, Peter takes a cheap shot at Eric anyway, and the couple leaves the unconscious Eric behind in a burning cave. Yeah, not exactly making me like these characters more.
We've got to evacuate the place. There's a bomb.
Peter and Melody try to warn the mayor of a bomb beneath the mall, but this time the mayor isn't so receptive to the concerns of her constituents.
Just turn around. Head back the way you just came.
Mark me down as scared and horny. Like with every politician, the mayor doesn't care about the welfare of those who elected her.
Because I'm a major stockholder in this mall. That means major profits.
She's more worried about making a buck.
There's still a bomb in this mall.
Come on, you're gonna have to do better than that.
Eric does her one better, paying Peter back and palpitating this bitch out of a 3rd-story window, and she ends up impaled on a spike, and that's not a euphemism. Savage as fuck!
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Pauly Shore and Suze very necessarily steal a motorcycle. I'm sure this isn't the first or last vehicle Pauly Shore has stolen, and Pauly gets on the PA to warn the public of a bomb.
The mall must be evacuated immediately due to a bomb threat.
Again, probably not the first or last time Pauly Shore has called in a bomb threat. Meanwhile, in the rafters above, Eric pursues Melody and, whoa, are you checking out her ass in that dress? Oh, yeah. But yeah, Peter saves Melody while Ken Faree takes pot shots at this masked jackass. Now he knows how that pianist fell. Like a freakish Errol Flynn, Eric swings down a banner and kicks Posner through a window. Posner tries to negotiate his way out of this situation, but he just ends up setting himself up for an easy one-liner.
I said some bad things. I'll eat my words.
Eat this.
And the burning mall owner ignites some propane tanks. I know a guy in Strickland who's gonna be pissed. Eric is fine, though. He's been set on fire before. He's no rookie. Pauly Shore arrives on his chopper just moments before the mall's destruction.
Hop on, this place is gonna blow any second. Get in here.
Yeah, Pauly Shore really sells the danger of this situation as the mall finally explodes. It's for the best. I'm sure if this mall was still standing today, it would only have a Dillard's outlet.
Looks like Eric got what he wanted.
I did better than that. I got you.
Okay, just make sure you don't get set on fire, Peter, or Melody's gonna drop your ass like a bad habit. Within the wreckage, Eric finally rests, and hey, his face is kinda symmetrical again. Good for him.
Holy shit.
Phantom of the Mall, Eric's Revenge is a mixed bag, but it's a fun idea. Take Phantom of the Opera and turn it into a mall slasher movie. It feels like it was supposed to be a goofier, more satirical film in an earlier draft, but the movie takes itself way too seriously most of the time and made its comic relief Pauly Shore the antithesis of humor. And they even make Pauly Shore the hero. Yeah, right. There are some cool kills, over-the-top action, and an inadvertently nostalgic look at malls in their prime. The production value that went into this film was ambitious, but between the good stuff, Phantom of the Mall feels like watching a dull soap opera with really uncharismatic characters. A mixed shopping bag. I give Phantom of the Mall, Eric's Revenge, Pauly Shore tweaking his nipples, out of Pauly Shore showing his ass.
But really, look, there's nothing for 3.
Buzz off, Buzz.
I heard that one before.
I still need to get rid of this mall. Huh? Greetings, this is Dr. Wolfula. You want to buy the mall? Seriously? You're not fucking with me? You can come down to sign the paperwork today. Great doing business with you, General. Fuck yeah!
What?
I just sold the mall for double what I was asking for.
Really? Who would buy this fucking place?
U.S. Army, that's who. Apparently they got a big war coming up, and they're gonna turn this place into a facility where they'll be developing new chemical and biological weapons. So the chemicals you found here are, like, a plus for them.
Should you just be saying this out loud?
Well, yeah, they told me not to tell anyone about this, especially since the stuff that will be happening here goes against the Geneva Conventions. So keep it a secret, everybody. Shh. What matters now is that we can finally go back home to the Wolfula full-time and leave our fun, mostly imagined adventures at the Oakstead Mall behind us.
What are you gonna do with all that money you got from U.S. taxpayers?
Oh, don't worry. I have certain plans for it. Only I may laugh.
Oh, okay.
This video is made possible through the pledges of my Patreon supporters, and I'd like to give a very special thanks to the kind folks pledged to my shoutouts tier. All of their support on Patreon means a lot to me, and it helps my dark influence continue to grow. If you liked this video, like it, and if you loved it, click the subscribe and bell buttons for more videos. Be sure to also keep in touch by following me on social media at Dr. Wolfula. While I still have your attention, consider pledging to my Patreon to support the channel and get bonus content like private movie night streams with me and credits in my videos. Consider pledging at patreon.com/Dr. Wolfula. Also, check out official Dr. Wolfula merch on tpublic.com/user/Dr. Wolfula. Thanks for watching. Dr. Wolfula signing out.